companies on Pixel launch day, OnePlus leaked out their own next flagship. So OnePlus wants you to, right as you're getting ready to go to the store to go grab your Pixel 10, or right before you're about to order it online, you're like, whoa, what is this? They want you to think twice. They want you to say, well, hold up, I kind of like that better. They did their job. So now this looks something similar, slightly different, but very similar to the smaller OnePlus 13T, OnePlus 13S, the 6.3, 6.4 inch device that was only released in India, global markets, and the S, I believe, was China. It has a similar look on the back, but they're doing away with the round stovetop look with that camera array and going with a kind of a rectangular look. But there you go. Now this black is supposed to be that super duper black hole black. Just looks like a regular black phone in pictures, but it probably looked better in person, as this did too. This looks better in person as well, the Moonstone. But let's look at these specs. What can you expect with the OnePlus 15? Well, they are making a major change in the screen resolution. Well, I shouldn't say major change, but they're making a change. So you're going to get the latest Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2, right? Now what they're doing, they're going to bump up the refresh rate, I believe, to 165 or 164 hertz refresh rate, but they're bumping down the resolution. So instead of like the OnePlus 13 has 120 hertz refresh rate, 2K screen, the new OnePlus 15 is going to have 165 hertz refresh rate, but a 1.5K resolution. Now, I know I've already seen some people in the comments that does bother a number of people. Me personally, I don't really care. Kind of is what it is. Everybody's different, right? Some phones, I actually bump down my resolution to full HD plus. Some phones I keep at full 2K. But to be honest with you, I have a hard time telling the difference. Now, either I'm going blind and getting old, or there's just not that much difference. Now, why would I put it in full HD plus and not full QHD? To save battery life, right? If I can't tell the difference in QHD blows through your battery faster, well, why have it on QHD, right? I don't do that on every phone. Some phones I have QHD, some phones have full resolution. It is what it is. But you're going to get a base RAM and storage, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. It's going to go all the way up to 16 gigs of RAM to 1 terabyte. Now you're going to see a triple 50 megapixel sensors on the back. We don't know what sensors there are going to be as far as the model numbers. We don't know if the Hasselblad branding is going to carry over. We do know it's going to have a ginormous battery. So the OnePlus 13 had a 6,000 milliamp per hour battery, silicon carbon battery. This OnePlus 15 is going to have a 7,000 milliamp per hour battery, silicon carbon, 7,000 milliamp per hour battery. So this thing's going to last well into 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised seeing some people that baby their battery get up to 3 days of battery life with this. It's absolutely astonishing what OnePlus and some of these Chinese companies are doing with these batteries of these phones. It's amazing. Hang on. Almost done here. And let's see, I have some more OnePlus news. Let's see here. Specs emerge. Okay, well, I just went over some of them. So you're going to get the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2. You're going to get a 6.78 inch LTPO 2.0 OLED display. And it will be a flat. It's going to be a flat display. So the back did look a little rounded, right? When you go back to this view, it does look like the back may wrap around a little bit towards the front, but the front, meaning your main display, is going to be 100% flat because the OnePlus 13 has a quad nano curved display, meaning it's slightly curved on both sides, right and left, and the top and the bottom. If you have not used a OnePlus 13, it's like It's so close to being flat, and I'm over curved displays. Like, just give me flat displays because I love to use glass screen protectors, and I like the way they feel better than a curved display. Um, so hopefully the industry is done with curved, and it looks like OnePlus is the last to jump off of that curved display boat. You got Pixels with flat displays, you got Samsungs with flat displays, Apple, of course, they've always had flat displays, but this OnePlus 15 will be a flat display. What else did I miss? 50 megapixel, a new 50 megapixel periscope lens. And it's supposed to be much lighter as far as weight. So Google's adding weight and slight thickness to their flagship phones, while Samsung and OnePlus and I believe Apple is making their phones lighter, and Samsung lighter and thinner, right? So there was another OnePlus. What do we got? Cameras here, big changes. So I pulled up a couple of news articles here. We already went over those changes: the screen resolution, the refresh rate. Let's see, we don't know if the Hasselblad branding is going to remain. Let's see what else I got for y'all. Oh, here's another thing. So OnePlus is going to continue their small phones. So I mentioned the OnePlus 13T and the 13S. It's about the size of this Pixel 10 Pro. I think technically it's a 6.32 inch display, same size. For the 13 series, well, they're going to do the same thing with the 15 series. So they're going to make a OnePlus 15T and a OnePlus 15S. That too will have an upgraded battery, because even the small one, I can't remember if it was the 13S or the 13T, had a 6,000 milliamp hour battery in it, silicon carbon battery. They're going to continue that and make it even a little bigger. So it'll be like a 6,200, or it's not going to have the 7,000 milliamp hour. I mean, there's only so much room you could put in there. So it'll probably be like a 6,400 milliamp hour battery. I just wish they would launch it in more regions, because I had sold one of my OnePlus 13s in anticipation of getting one of these smaller phones. They didn't release it in the US. Now, I could always get on eBay and buy one, or GizTop or whatever, but there was a discrepancy here or there that I just really wasn't happy about. I think it had to do with frequencies. It was missing a couple of the T-Mobile 5G frequencies that I love and use, that I need for my the new T-Mobile 5G advanced network, 5G network. Absolutely have to have that, because I'm in a dead spot, and that T-Mobile's new advanced 5G network eliminates that dead spot. However, you can only have access to T-Mobile's new advanced 5G network if you have a Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU, a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 CPU, or the new well, I guess the current, should I say, iPhone 16 series CPU. So I think that's why I didn't buy it. But anyways, we'll keep an eye on it. Now, speaking of CPU, check this out.